Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about an American diplomat escalates traffic stop with Philippines enforcer, a fake fixer posing as government employee arrested in the Philippines, Russian beauty queen jailed for overstaying her visa, and more. Let's begin with our main story. But first, I hope you're having a great weekend. If you're new to the channel or haven't had a chance to subscribe, take a second out of your day, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. It does really motivate me. Here's our main story. Actually, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the clip first, tell you guys what happened. I'm going to show you the whole video at the end of this video if you want to see what really went down. By the end, here's what happened.
Sir, we're going to have to report this to the U.S. Embassy. If we can handle it through PMB, that's okay. If we have to report it to U.S. Embassy, we're going to make an official diplomatic that he is threatening to steal U.S. diplomatic material. That's what he threatened. So I don't want to do that. So I would like to just handle this through PMP. We're going to Camp Crame. You can escort us to Camp Crame right now. That's who we're going to meet. So if we could just finish this so it stays low, that'll be much better. You don't have to give it to us. I don't want your personal information. All I ask, you give it to the PMP general and he will follow up. Not me, not us.
Yeah, it's not us. It's for him.
I don't want the U.S. involved, but his threat, which is hostile and illegal to confiscate diplomatic passport, that's a violation of international law, man.
So here's what actually happened. A U.S. Embassy vehicle was pulled over for illegally using the EDSA bus carousel, which is reserved for buses, emergency vehicles, and high-ranking official convoys. The SUV, driven by 22-year-old Justin Peter Antonio Silva, was stopped near the Ortegas Avenue station. When asked for his driver's license, Silva only presented his passport, which the enforcer photographed. The vehicle's passenger objected, claiming it was illegal and could be exploited by spies. He also requested that a high-ranking officer intervene. The U.S. Embassy later stated that it expected all staff to follow Philippines laws. A video posted online showed the American passenger accusing enforcers of trying to steal diplomatic material. Violators of the EDSA bus lane rule face fines of 5,000 pesos up to 30,000 pesos and possibly license cancellation. The apprehended officer defended their actions, stating they needed basic information for issuing a citation. Now, this story got me really feeling all kinds of stuff. I got mixed feelings, right? So obviously, I'm like, yo, let the man do his job. Give him your driver's license. Then I'm thinking, wait, don't diplomatics have like immunity? They can use that bus lane because it does say diplomatic convoy. What is a convoy? And then somebody posted like a law saying that diplomats for embassy are like exempt for like getting fined. So, but when the U.S. Embassy came out and said that the staff should follow the rules, I'm assuming the Philippines officers were correct. So because I don't know the law technically, I don't really know how to feel. We're going to have both sides for sure. In the comment section, I try to get a better idea of who's right and who's wrong. Honestly, at this point, I don't know how to feel. I think probably the Philippine officers are correct since the U.S. Embassy came out saying that the staff should follow the rules, right? And a lot of people said, though, Philippine officers usually don't know the law themselves, but I don't think this was one of those cases. Let me know your comments down below. What do you think happened? Of course, if you want to see the whole video, just stick around until the end of the video. I'm going to just post it at the end. You guys get a whole idea of what really went down, and you can leave your thoughts in the comment section. And then a woman posing as a government employee was arrested by the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission in the Philippines for allegedly scamming wives of detained POGO workers out of millions of pesos. She reportedly demanded around 1 million pesos from each victim in exchange for the release of their spouses. The Bureau of Immigration confirmed that she and her travel agency had been blacklisted since 2024 for submitting fraudulent documents. BI Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado condemned her actions and emphasized that she had no authority to act on the behalf of the BI. The commissioner also urged the public to go ahead and avoid fixers. So, kind of a smart move from this lady to pretend that she's a government employee and try to get money from people's spouses that have been detained. Obviously not smart, I'm joking. Don't ever do any kind of crime. But it just shows you the type of angles scammers will go and try to get some money out of you. And it's kind of ironic where the scammer or the POGO workers' wives went to the legit police asking for help for getting scammed when their husbands are alleged scammers. Kind of a... Anyway, so I don't, it's like a turducken, is that what it is? Where like chicken inside of a turkey inside of a potato? Whatever. Funny situation. Another woman in Manila lost 100,000 pesos to a scammer posing as a hospital staff. The suspect introduced herself as Marilia M. De La Cruz, claiming to be a managerial officer for one of the victim's husband's doctors and offered a discount if payment was made online. The victim was further convinced when the bank account provided appeared to belong to the doctor. However, after the transfer, hospital staff confirmed the scammer's identity, leaving the couple in financial difficulty as hospital bills continue to mount. Concerned about the stress worsening her husband's condition, the victim is now seeking help from the Philippine National Police. Come on, man. To try to take advantage of sick people, that's like a whole nother level of fuckery. More bad people, but this time terror suspect Jujinder Gyong, arrested last year by the FBI's Fugitive Search Unit on fraudulent passports, was deported back to India and immediately detained in New Delhi. He's wanted for serious crimes that violate so dude's a big-time criminal. I think I covered the story when it first happened, when they first arrested him, perhaps in the summer last year, and now he's actually been deported back to India. Next up, former Russian beauty queen Alexandra Tikhomyova is facing detention in Thailand after overstaying her visa by 10 days. She is reportedly being held in harsh conditions alongside violent criminals and may be transferred to Bangkok's overcrowded immigration detention center. Her case has sparked controversy in Russia with allegations of past deportation and financial struggles. Concerns are also rising over the conditions at the detention center, which has been described as inhumane. Really? Yeah, I wonder how the Russian prisons are. They're world famous. The Gulag? Come on, man. Plus, what are you overstaying for? Just because you're pretty, you think you can just stick around as long as you want? Nah, bro, you gotta face the exact same consequences as the man did. Does not matter if you're a good looking or beauty queen at some point. That's one thing, ladies, your looks might fade someday, right? So you better get on the right track. I find it hard to believe, to be honest. I do believe in pretty good privilege, 100%. A lot of times the women that are attractive get away with a lot of stuff and they can easily manipulate their way into all kinds of situations, or in this case, out of situations. So I'm surprised that she is detained, to be honest. But also, I don't like that people feel this sense of entitlement. Men, women, whichever country you're from. It happens quite often where people really do misbehave in Thailand. And this is one of those instances where basically the law has been applied. I wonder what's going to happen with this case. And in some quick news, President Donald Trump said that he's going to go ahead and basically reinstate plastic straws instead of the paper straws, saying that he doesn't find them to be basically helping the environment. He doesn't believe in them. He finds them to be a scam. And now time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding yesterday's video. The top comment I can't really say because it's got a lot of sensitive words in it, but I'll go ahead and just put it up here if you guys want to pause it and read it yourself. You can do that. And the next one is from Flog1010, holding parking spaces and holding places in grocery stores in lines while the other person shops, both should be illegal. I agree, although I think if it's like one item and the person ahead of you, it doesn't really affect anything, right? So you got a basket full of things, your buddy forgot something, runs there quickly, gets a bag of chips, toss it in a basket. Okay, not a big deal, at least not to me at least. The parking thing definitely should not happen. And the only thing I'd say about the grocery thing, if one of you guys just stands in line while the other one shops, that's messed up. I agree. But if you already have all your stuff, you come in there, you forgot something, I think that could be an exception for one or two items, and it doesn't affect the flow of that line because scanning one or two items, it's not really going to make a difference, but that's just my thoughts. New African Forum says, when we went to the Philippines last October, we have one of my wife's cousins, a teenager, to help us with the kids. We had a 7-month-old baby and a 4-year-old. My wife has to go to a funeral, and I was working since it was an unplanned trip. Needless to say, I was nervous being with a teenager that's not really my daughter for a couple of hours, and I wouldn't go with her or any of her nephews or any nieces to the mall without either of my wife or their parents. Yeah, why not? Good, you did the right thing. Better safe than sorry. And if it's not absolutely necessary or urgent, I think, I don't want to be a scaremonger or whatever. If it's relatives, somebody you know, most of the situation, like this guy was taking 6 of them to an island for hopping, renting, obviously they have to stay somewhere, right? So I think that's a whole different story, and transporting them from one region to another. And he had previous convictions, or at least previous situation where this is not the first time this happened to him. They didn't give details about that. Anyways, I think to use common sense logic, it's good to never be alone, especially in private with somebody that's not 18 yet. But I'm going to stop reading the comments there. It's the weekend. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon for me. I'm going to go and get some gelato. I saw a nice place. Looks super luxurious. So I wonder if the gelato's decent. I'm going to have some of that and probably just relax this afternoon. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And tomorrow, actually, I'm going to do a live stream. So 9 a.m., I think Philippines and Cambodia or Laos at the same time. Let me just double check before I give you guys the wrong time. Oh, so actually 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Philippines time. I'm going to do a live stream. Yesterday I did one. You guys really liked that one. So join me for that one. I'm going to sit outside a different cafe. We'll just talk a little bit. And if we reach a certain goal, I'll go out and take you guys on a journey. Maybe set a goal of taking a tuk-tuk into the city or something. We'll figure all that out. If you just want to join in, chime in, listen up, ask questions, talk to me about anything you want, just a live communication, feel free to do that. I'll see you guys tomorrow during the live. Bye.
Sir, we're going to have to report this to the U.S. Embassy. If we can handle it through PMB, that's okay. If we have to report it to U.S. Embassy, we're going to make an official diplomatic that he is threatening to steal U.S. diplomatic material. That's what he threatened. So I don't want to do that. So I would like to just handle this through PMP. We're going to Camp Crame. You can escort us to Camp Crame right now. That's who we're going to meet. So if we could just finish this so it stays low, that'll be much better. You don't have to give it to us. I don't want your personal information. All I ask, you give it to the PMP general and he will follow up. Not me, not us.
Yeah, it's not us. It's for him.
I don't want the U.S. involved, but his threat, which is hostile and illegal to confiscate diplomatic passport, that's a violation of international law, man. You said you were taking it.
Earlier. You said you were
threatened.
confiscating it.
Okay, then you threatened. You admit it. I don't want because. You admit that you threatened to violate law. So I don't want to take this to the U.S. Embassy and they have to take it further. We're going to Camp Crame. You could escort us to Camp Crame. Then you could talk to the general directly. If you don't want to talk to him on the phone. I ask you to escort us then. But I don't want your personal information, but I don't want him to threaten violation of international law.
Oh. Okay, fine.
This could be settled right now if you just talk to the general. It's done if you just talk to the general. That's it. It can be settled right now in less than a minute if you just talk to the general. And then we can move on. Otherwise, we're going to have to...
Lumabang sa ayaw nilang
He just said needs to have a quick conversation with him. Otherwise, we're going to have to go through the process of talking to you as the embassy and tomorrow.
Kasi yun naman kasi ang proseso niyo sir. Yung po proseso natin kasi wala ang flight head. Kasi sino lang ganyan.
So, sir, is LTR supposed to threaten U.S. Embassy like this and steal property? Yeah, that's what he wanted to do.
He tried to confiscate my diplomatic passport, which is I need to live and work here. That's not acceptable. I understand, but he wanted to confiscate it. That's what he said. He's holding on to it until we talk to him and raise this issue.
That's the guy. That's the self.
Okay.
I know, but that's specific.
Will you talk to the? This is why I want to go to Intelligence Group Chief of PMP. This is listen. You know what he could do? He could sell the picture of the passport to the Chinese spies who were helping China arrest. How do we know he's not going to do that? Is this his personal phone or work phone? Personal phone. His personal phone that he could sell to the Chinese spies. And now you're going to cause a problem between the U.S., the Philippines, and the Chinese. Why would you use personal phone? You should use work phone. How do we know he doesn't talk to the Chinese on the personal phone?
Sir, ano lang sir, kaya yung kausapin niyo na lang po si General daw. Sabihin niyo na lang na hindi naman kasi kailangan lang talaga sir ng information nila.
Oo, yung ID naman.
So, kausapin mo sir.
Pero man, nagkaroon na ID,
Wala sir, yun lang.
You can get the general on the phone right now, and this can be resolved in less than a minute.
Ikaw na lang ko pang
Anong kwando?
Hindi sir, i-explain lang sir na pinicturat, tapos hindi naman kinapindin. Kasi yun na po ang proseso nila sir. Kausapin niyo sir. Okay? Okay sir.
Okay, Paul. Hey, because we don't want to have to go through the U.S. Embassy. It's going to create more trouble for everyone.
Wala kasi siyang ibang ID.
Sir,
It's okay. I know it wasn't your
Kaya yung passport.
I know it wasn't your fault or your fault. He made a mistake.
I don't know what the situation is.
I know. We know.
that's the process to do. That's right.
What's not process is trying to confiscate a diplomatic passport. That's where you cross the line.
Pero anong reklamo nila?
Everything else
sir,
is
sir.
fine. I know. Everything else is fine. I know that you can't drive in this lane. I'm new here, right? I know that. The problem was crossing the line when he tried to confiscate my diplomatic.
Hey, brother. They want to confiscate the diplomatic passport. They won't give name. They won't give number. And then they're taking pictures.
Tinuturo mo ba?
Picture ko lang. Like, hold on. Who are you? Will you talk to them, sir? Picture diplomatic passport on a personal phone.
Tinuturo ko lang naman.
Can I know?
Yun na nga lang eh. Diba?
Very loud.
Yeah. Will you talk to them, please? Okay, here they are. Here they are, sir.
Mga sir, hindi mo mag-constate.
Okay lang, sir.
Ha?
Okay lang po.
Wala lang ako sa kung akong dumating lang ako kasi may lumunganak pa, may report pa ko sa itong van, counter pa sa US. Hindi ko nasabi yung van, kumano yung takot kanina, pero sabi na ko daw.
Tamam.
Walang itin,
Tamam. Opo, ma'am. CCG, ma'am. O. Wala ba, ma'am? Meron. Ang ATMS lang. Na ano na yung... Meron mag-problem na. Problema kami dito.